Jonathan and our guest, Jeff. Let's talk about tech birthdays.
Yes, tech birthdays this week from July 12th to the 18th. First off, we have William Charles Norris, who's known for Control Data Corporation.
Control Data Corporation, what is that? Powerful and respected computer companies in the world. He's famous for taking on IBM. Jeff, have you ever heard of this company?
No, never have.
And this guy,
He's the CEO.
He's the CEO of this company. Is he still alive?
What does the company
Oh,
do?
no, he died in 2006, age 95. That's a pretty good age.
Yeah, it's a good age.
I'm sorry, Jeff, you were saying
I
something?
can only hope for that much.
Oh. Tell me about it.
Yeah, what does a Control Data Corporation do?
Apparently, mainframe and supercomputer firm. One of 9 major United States computer companies through most of the 1960s. The others were IBM, Burroughs Corporation, DEC, NCR, GE, Honeywell, RCA, and Univac.
So they make supercomputers or something?
Apparently so. Yeah, they make supercomputers. It looks like their CDC was developed in series of machine with the late war until. So they were up into the 70s and maybe they lost it in the 80s, the supercomputer race, until Cray Research took over.
We still have the most powerful supercomputer in the world, right? I believe at the Pentagon, I think.
Isn't that the
runner-up is in China?
Isn't that the Cray supercomputer?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, as far as public knowledge, I think Cray has always been the fastest.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. This is the stuff that we learn here, Jeff.
I wonder what kind of gaming you can do on a supercomputer.
That is so you.
I wonder if William Norris knows how to game.
That is so you. That's hilarious. What else do we got, Jonathan?
Next up, we have Arianna Huffington from the Huffington Post.
Yeah, you know, she's on Wiki and she's got her own website. Oh, because she sells books.
And she's got what does she do for tech?
She runs she's the founder of the Huffington Post.
Huffington Post, isn't that more like reporter based?
It is. Have we talked about this in the past, Jonathan?
Not the Huffington Post, I don't think. HuffPo.
So, okay. So the Huffington Post is a news aggregator and blog. So this is why it comes up in tech history in a birthday text. Tech birthdays. Oh man, I completely lost that one there.
In 2012, also, they became the first commercially run U.S. digital media enterprise.
Okay, I see the relation now.
Yeah. So because they're running a blog and a news aggregator, in other words, they're using technology to go out and just gather all the news, you know, instead of the actual footwork like a normal reporter would do.
So that's pretty groundbreaking. I mean, they're using tech for just to connect people to the world for, I think, first time, right? The first major news aggregator.
Definitely. It looks like they got bought out by AOL.
Oh, wow. AOL. I remember.
2011. Man, $315 million. What can you do with $315 million, Jeff?
Buy a supercomputer.
and do some awesome gaming.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if it's enough to buy a supercomputer.
I don't think it is.
Supercomputer is probably in the billions.
Probably.
Maybe, right?
But it'll be one heck of a gaming computer, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely, right? All the HD movies you can watch on there.
Oh man. So yeah, I guess now she's a publisher. She writes books. She got her book. She's a publisher. Author, I mean.
Is it like a book about her life?
Oh, look at this. It says Ariana shows that sleep is not vital for our health, but also critical. Not just vital for our health, but also critical,
Oh, okay.
helping us. So, Jeff, we just got to sleep more. That's it.
Now now I know what I've been doing wrong, right?
I'm glad I slept in until like almost 12 today. I'm achieving my goals.
There you go.
Oh,
Changing the world one step at a time, starting with sleep.
one dream at a time, right?
Yeah, there you go. One dream at a time.
Cool.
Awesome. Next up, on July 16th, we have Reynold Johnson.
Not just
known for
Reynold Johnson.
Reynold Johnson, American inventor and computer pioneer.
Longtime employee.
Author of the hard disk drive. Wow.
Yeah. There's so many fathers of technology. Like whenever we read some of these birthdays, like the father of the internet, the father of the web browser.
When was the hard disk drive invented? Because I feel like the technology was booming right when he was about to, or right when he passed away, so like 1998.
Oh, 1998. Yeah, that was right at the cusp of the dot-com crash.
Well, I mean, what hard drive are they talking about? They're talking about the electromechanical data storage device. So they're talking about like just the hard disk drive, right? So this is the spinning disks.
Yeah.
But prior to a hard disk drive, I mean, there were plenty of them, right? There used to be like all these different types. So here's as far as I remember, DASD was one that was a mainframe hard drive, and they weren't that big. They were only like 540 megabytes, the largest one you can put. But the cabinets can hold like I don't remember exactly how many, but I remember it was like 12 to 16 at a time. So you can put 540 megabyte hard drives, DASD drives, into these mainframes, and then you can just tag on another cabinet and continue to add more storage. I also remember another hard drive called Bernoulli, which was one that looked like a big LP album. You know what an LP, like the vinyl record, like the big ones, not the little 45s, but the big ones. It was just, the box was that size. They were slow as molasses. And then from there, I think I started recognizing the IDE hard drives, and then they came up with EIDE, and then they came up with IDE and IDE alongside ran SCSI. I don't know if you guys remember those types of. There was one called SCSI. So IDE and EIDE either ran at 4,700 RPMs, 5,400 RPMs, or 7,200 RPMs. But then SCSI started running at about 15,000 RPMs, and they were loud drives, man. I mean, they sounded like you were running a diesel engine on your computer, man, because it would go from like this little crackling sound, IDE would go like tick, 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 you can hear the hard drive, to a SCSI drive, it would start sounding like it's like, I was like, wow, these things are loud. And then after that, they just started getting faster, and they started using SATA, eSATA, and then oh man, what are the latest ones?
That was way later on though, right? That was like early 2000s when it was like SATA.
Yeah. SATA and eSATA, and now I think like I don't even know what the latest. I think now the latest hard drives are, well, here's this here. This here is a 1 terabyte hard drive. It's a solid state disk, and it's connected through USB-C. I don't know if you could see the connector.
How much does it hold?
1 terabyte.
Wow.
1 terabyte. And according to, we had another guest speaker, my stepson, Gerard. He was saying that they're like, I don't know. I mean, they almost seem like that little, you see that little tape? It's a Velcro tape that I have. So I can stick it on the back of whatever, you know, put the other side of the Velcro. I mean, he was showing me hard drives that are 1 terabyte in size that were that size. And I was like, what? And they actually just live, they connect right directly to the motherboard. You know, there's no wires or anything, you know, so it's like you're getting raw speed.
Wow.
It's crazy. I absolutely just phenomenal. I was like, man, that's like beyond where hard drives started, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. You know, this guy, Reynolds B. Johnson, you know, it's like he's the one that kicked it all off. And through evolution and progression, you know, the technology has just advanced to like fast. I mean, super fast at this point.
Yeah, it's at an exponential speed where right, it seems like every year things are just at least doubling in speed in terms of like a technological space, pace and advancement. So it's going pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jonathan, you're probably the youngest of us three, but you've seen some advancements.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like even just visually, like graphics and like computer screens have, you know, from like no color to color and like high definition, 4K, all that stuff now.
8K now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I remember when I had my first computer, we bought, there was like a button, right? It was we had a 33 megahertz CPU, and there's like a button, it said turbo on it. I pressed it and it went up to 66 megahertz. I was like, what? This is amazing. Like, so I would click that button and like I used to play Wolfenstein on there. I was like super fast, right? And you know, in my head, in my young mind at that time, I was like, gosh, I think like 11 or 12. I was like, humanity has reached its peak of technological advancement. It can never, you know, surpass this. This is the best it can ever get, right? And that's 66 megahertz CPU. So yeah, I was a little off on that. So,
I would say.
yeah. So I mean, it just blows my mind how fast we've come in terms of progress in technology. But I'm curious to see what comes, you know, what's to come in the next couple of years, you know, next 5, 10 years, 20 years, just the things that we're going to be achieving. It's going to be mind blowing for sure. But I'm really anxious and curious to see.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Last but not least, we have Dan Brickling, who is known for being the father of the spreadsheet.
So yeah, so he's a co-creator because didn't we have another gentleman?
Yeah.
His birthday was also related, or the guy was also related to the VisiCalc.
It was pretty recent too.
Yeah.
Bob Frankenstein.
Yep.
There it is.
So Dan has his own website, which looks like it was written back in the 90s.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a website from the 90s.
He's got, is this a blog? Yeah, yeah.
Personal log. Wow.
Yeah. Maybe he got that from Star Trek. Personal log.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's cool. Yeah. What do you know about VisiCalc, Jeff? We've talked about it in a couple episodes, but what do you know about it?
I don't know anything. This is the first time I'm hearing of VisiCalc.
So VisiCalc, was one of the first spreadsheet software on computers, and it worked on Mac. So I think they exclusively released it on Mac because of its graphic capabilities early on, like with the Apple II and stuff. And I think Bob Frankston, I don't know that Dan Bricklin went to Lotus. Have you ever heard of Lotus?
Myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lotus Notes.
Yeah. So before Lotus Notes, so Lotus Notes was late 90s, right? But before Lotus Notes, there was Lotus 123, which was another spreadsheet software. And so I think Bob Frankston was the one that went to go work for Lotus, and he took some of his VisiCalc ideas and worked it into Lotus 123. And from there, you know, the spreadsheet war just began. You know, we all know who won that war.
Oh yeah. Every day I'm reminded of it.
Google, right?
Yep.
Wait, were you talking about Excel or were you talking about Google Sheets?
Excel.
Oh, I don't know. I think people are trying to make the transition over to Google Sheets now.
Yeah, at work, I'm just like buried in Excel sometimes. It's, yeah, not what I thought a programmer would be doing, but sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes, you know, for work purposes, you just gotta do a bunch of Excel.
Yeah. I use Excel to to create insert statements. Like if they're giving me a bunch of data, I use the Excel formulas to go and formulate the insert statements for me.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, because all I got to do is write it once and then copy it for all the rows. And
Yeah.
just let it run that way, you know. So it's kind of cool. Cool. I think that's all we got, right, Jonathan?
Yeah, that's all we have for tech birthdays this week.
All right. And I think next week was dead. There was no birthdays for the following week, so we only have one for this one. So very cool. Until the next tech birthdays.
Yeah.